Hey guys, Henry here from Our Freedom Formula. In this video, we're speaking about how Stoics stay calm and in control when their emotions are going wild. So let's dive in. Stoicism is a philosophy that originated in ancient Greece by a man named Zeno of Citium and later gained popularity in ancient Rome by philosophers such as Epictetus, Seneca, and Emperor Marcus Aurelius. It teaches us to cultivate inner peace and tranquility by focusing on what we can control and recognizing and accepting the things we can't control. Stoics also believe in focusing on developing virtue and personal character. Stoics believe that by mastering our own minds and emotions, we can attain a state of calm and equanimity regardless of external circumstances. When our emotions are going wild, Stoicism offers several principles and practices that can help us regain control and maintain a sense of calm. Here are some key ideas and quotes from Stoic philosophers. Recognize the dichotomy of control. Stoicism teaches us to differentiate between things that are within our control and things that are not. The only things that we truly can control are our thoughts, emotions, judgments, actions, and reactions. The famous Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "Some things are within our power, while others are not. Within our power are opinion, motivation, desire, aversion, and, in a word, whatever is of our own doing. Not within our power are our body, our property, reputation, office, and, in a word, whatever is not of our own doing." By focusing on what is within our control, we can direct our attention and efforts towards constructive action rather than being consumed by emotions about things beyond our own influence. Practice negative visualization. Stoics encourage the practice of imagining worst-case scenarios in order to prepare ourselves mentally and emotionally for setbacks and difficulties. By envisioning potential challenges and reflecting on our ability to endure them, we can reduce the impact of unexpected events on our emotional state. As Seneca once wrote, "Set aside a certain number of days during which you shall be content with the scantiest and cheapest fare, with coarse and rough dress, saying to yourself the while, 'Is this the condition that I feared?'" Negative visualization helps us develop resilience and prepares us to face adversity with composure. Use the discipline of ascent. According to Stoicism, our emotions are largely influenced by our judgments and interpretation of events, rather than the events themselves. By consciously examining and challenging our initial impressions, we can gain more control over our emotional responses. Epictetus advises, "It is not events that upset us, but rather our opinions about events." By examining our thoughts and choosing to adopt a more reasoned and rational perspective, we can reduce the intensity of our emotional reactions. Embrace the present moment. Stoics emphasize the importance of living in the present and accepting it without resistance. By fully engaging with the present moment and accepting it as it is, we can free ourselves from unnecessary distress caused by dwelling on the past or worrying about the future. Marcus Aurelius, a Stoic philosopher and Roman emperor, wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." By focusing on the present and our own internal state, we can maintain a sense of control and calmness, regardless of external circumstances. Remember that mastering these principles require practice and patience. Stoicism is not about suppressing our emotions. Yes, I'm looking at you, Mr. Spock from Star Trek, but rather developing a wise and measured response to them, allowing us to navigate life's challenges with greater calmness. In Stoicism, Preemotions refers to initial instinctive reactions we have to external events before we have a chance to apply reason and judgment. These initial reactions are often automatic and can be intense, leading to impulsive or irrational behavior. Recognizing and reframing these pre-emotions is a crucial aspect of Stoic practice, as it allows us to respond to situations with greater wisdom and self-control. To illustrate this concept, let's consider an example. Imagine you're walking down the street, deep in thought. Suddenly, someone bumps into you without apologizing. Your immediate pre-emotion might be anger or annoyance, as your instinctive response is to perceive the situation as a personal affront. However, as a Stoic practitioner, you've learned to recognize this pre-emotion and reframe your response. Instead of immediately reacting with anger, you take a moment to pause and apply Stoic principles. You remind yourself of the dichotomy of control, understanding that the other person's actions are not within your control, but your response is. You reflect on Epictetus' words. It is not events that upset us, but rather our opinion about events. You consciously choose to interpret the situation differently, reframing it as an accidental collision, rather than a deliberate act of disrespect. This shift in perception helps you detach from the initial pre-emotion of anger. With a calmer mindset, you approach this situation with more rationality. Rather than harboring resentment or engaging in a confrontational exchange, you decide to let it go and continue on your way. You understand that reacting with anger would only escalate the situation and bring unnecessary turmoil into your own life. This example demonstrates how Stoicism can encourage us to recognize pre-emotions, examine our judgment, and reframe our response to align with our reason and virtue. By practicing this approach, we can respond to situations with greater calmness and avoid being consumed by impulsive emotional reactions. Remember, the key lies in pausing, reflecting, and consciously choosing a more reasoned response. Over time, this practice becomes more natural and ingrained, allowing us to navigate life's challenges with wisdom and serenity. When a Stoic experiences a moment of anger and inadvertently snaps at someone, it is important to acknowledge the mistake and take responsibility for your own actions. It's worth repeating, Stoicism does not teach that we should suppress or deny emotions, but rather that we should strive to respond to emotions in a more measured and virtuous manner. In the case of snapping at someone, it's advisable for a Stoic to apologize and make amends. Here's a suggested course of action for a Stoic who has unintentionally snapped at someone. Recognize the mistake, reflect on your outbursts, and acknowledge that it was not in line with the virtues and principles you aim to embody as a Stoic. Don't beat yourself up. Recognize that everyone is fallible, and occasional lapses of self-control can occur. Take responsibility. Accept accountability for your own actions. Recognize that snapping at someone was not a virtuous response, and it is your responsibility to try and rectify the situation. Apologize sincerely. Offer a genuine apology to the person you snapped at. Reflect and learn. Take time to reflect on what led to the outburst and consider what could be done differently next time. This introspection allows you to learn from the experience and develop strategies to prevent similar situations in the future. Seneca reminds us, "No man is crushed by misfortune unless he has first been deceived by prosperity." Misfortune in this case is the angry outburst, and deceived by prosperity in this case is the trigger that caused you to snap in the first place. Reflect on the triggers and underlying causes of your anger, and explore ways to address them proactively. Practice self-compassion. Remember that Stoicism also encourages self-compassion and self-improvement. Be kind to yourself. Recognize that everyone makes mistakes. Use this as an opportunity for growth and commit to responding differently in the future. Apologizing and taking responsibility for your actions is not a sign of weakness, but rather a demonstration of integrity and a commitment to personal growth. By embodying Stoic principles in both our actions and our interactions with others, we can strive to cultivate virtue and maintain harmonious relationships. As Seneca wrote, "One must fight hard and long against oneself before one learns to master one's own faults. Learning from our mistakes is an essential part of personal growth and a cultivation of virtue. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. Being a good person means taking responsibility for our own actions and seeking to make amends when necessary. Epictetus advises, do not be swept off your feet by the vividness of impressions, but say, impressions, wait for me a little. Let me see what you are and what you represent. Let me test you. Practice mindfulness. Incorporating mindfulness practices into your daily routine can cultivate a calm and centered mindset. Throughout the day, think about Stoic principles and remind yourself to remain calm even if things around you get stressful. By observing your thoughts and emotions without judgment and learning to let go of attachments, you can develop greater emotional resilience and a sense of inner tranquility. Marcus Aurelius wrote, you have the power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Okay, guys. If you got some value out of this video, how about you smash the like button, as well as subscribe, and also hit the bell icon so you'll be notified when we upload more videos. Hey, while you're at it, why not share and also leave a comment down below and let me know if you can think of anything else that can help you stay calm when your emotions are running wild. Just so you know, on the top left hand side of the screen, you'll see a video that I believe you might like. Below that is a video YouTube thinks you might like. And if you look on the right side of the screen, you'll see an image of my head. Now if you click on that or poke me in the forehead with your finger, you'll be able to subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and bye for now.